Hey yo, wonderful people! How are you doing? I trust you are doing well. Welcome to today's episode. Today's episode will be looking at how we are letting what other people think about us ruin our lives. Yes, how we are letting what people think about us ruin our lives. Yes, and this is actually something that is very, very much important. It's real. Yes, it's real, and there is no single person out there that doesn't face this. You understand? There is no single person who has not encountered this in his or her lifetime. You understand? I have actually experienced how this affected me, and in terms of our confidence, we are going to be looking at what we can do to help us become better. But first, we need to understand how this is actually affecting us. All right. So a little background knowledge we need to understand how we are letting what others think about us actually affect us. One of the very first is the evolutionary roots. Yes, what is the evolutionary roots? Now, when I talk about the evolutionary roots, I'm talking about how our perception of people has actually been wired into us. Yes, wired into us. You see, ancestrally as humans, from the basic versions of human beings, you understand, we actually have been communal in our existence or survival, you understand, and in this societal strata, it's dwelt on people being accepted, people being perceived by others. You know, I used to tell my friends about how male and female used to work then, and why women choose certain men based on some certain criteria, and over time it has actually remained the same, despite the fact that the variables have changed though, but it has remained the same. At first, it was stronger men that could protect the family and all of those, but now it has changed to men who can actually provide, and it is not wrong. It is just how we have evolved, and we are manifesting those evolutionary traits in different forms, and who knows what the future holds for us. So evolutionary roots is how we as humans fundamentally viewed ourselves in the societal strata while evolving through time. Okay, what did it mean when this guy thinks of this guy in terms of survival? Does he get to share food that he gathers? Does he get to protect the offspring because he thinks that they are in the same pack, or what do they call it for humans, family or society, and so on and so forth? So that is the evolutionary root. Now we have the second one, which is the social brain. So our brain is wired to be social. We are social beings, and that is why for humans it is very much more difficult for us to sustain ourselves in isolation. Yes, it is much more difficult for us to sustain ourselves in isolation, and so it's a part of our fundamental makeup that we should, or we thrive more when we dwell together in community, as a community, right? Yeah, rather as a community. Okay, so socially our brain is wired to always communicate with others, to always perceive others, to always give value to what others think about us. Okay, so that is the social brain aspect of it. Then fear of rejection. Yes, given the fact that we are communal creatures or animals, I would say, according to science, we fear rejection. Anything that puts us out of this society, out of this community, out of this family setting, it's something that actually makes us scared, and we are afraid of it. And so for these reasons, we try as much as possible to make sure that we please everybody who has this power to exclude us from that setting, or from that sense of belonging. So it comes in different ways, and that is why we care so much about what people think about us. It could be being excluded from a club, it could be from being excluded from a clique, or from a team, or from the workplace, or from a family, or from affection from loved ones. And because we are so desperate to always belong to a societal system, given that that is how we are, or to a community, or to be accepted by somebody we love and care about, we try to do a lot of things to make these people accept us and not jeopardize that relationship. Okay, and this on the long run has a way it gets to affect our confidence level, it gets to affect who we are, our personality, and we begin to lose ourselves. All right, so it's something that fundamentally it was made to help us survive, but with time, if you don't take care of it, or if you don't do it well or right, you end up jeopardizing yourself and your personality. And there are costs of constant approval. When you are constantly seeking approval from people, there's cost from it. And I have 3 possible costs of constant approval seeking that can happen to anybody. And the very first of them is authenticity erosion. And what is authenticity erosion? This is the point where you begin to lose yourself, when you begin to lose your own ingenuity, your own originality. It could be that you no longer trust your ideas. You need somebody to see or listen to your idea first, because before you can think that they are good enough, you need somebody to look at you, your outfit or your dress, before the person thinks that, okay, you look smart. You need somebody to compliment you, somebody to tell you I love you, before you think or you feel you are worthy to be loved, or even love yourself rather. So it's something that it's actually very, very bad, and it's on the long run going to affect the way you see yourself and relate with others. All right, and the second one is missed opportunities. And what do I mean by missed opportunities? When you are constantly seeking approval from people, or you always think about what people think about you, it ends up ruining your life, because you miss opportunities because you feel the society may not see it as worthy, or may not see or approve of it, rather that society may not approve of it, and thereby you will let it go. So if you find yourself in a professional line, or in terms of your career, and there is a job you really care about, and there's a job that can sustain you, or something that you love to do, you don't need to wait for somebody to actually accept you. You don't need to wait for somebody to actually give you a go ahead that, okay, do this. This is you. This is what you love. Go for it. Get it done. Enjoy your life, because you won't come back to enjoy this life when you are no more. Do you understand? So you only have one shot at it. So do what you can to enjoy this whole experience of living. All right, you don't have to live on anybody's terms. Live on your own terms. All right, and the third one is anxiety and depression. Yes, when we constantly seek validation, when we constantly think of what people will think about us, when we do certain things, or speak certain ways, or behave certain ways, or like certain people, it causes anxiety, and we begin to think about it, and our minds keep reliving it over and over and over again, until you get sucked into this dark hole of depression and anxiety and so on. So you need to own your own life. Yes, you need to own yourself. You need to approve yourself. You don't need anybody to approve anything for you. You should approve what you want in your own life on your own terms. Okay, so you don't need anybody to tell you how to live your life. You don't need anybody to tell you what you should love. You don't need anybody to tell you what you shouldn't love. It is your own life. So yeah, these are the ways that we let other people's opinion about us ruin our lives. All right, and if you are looking for a much more insightful content that will help you or guide you to actually discovering yourself and learning to walk on your own 2 feet without depending on other people, there is a link in the description there to a recipe to a confident personality. It's a book I authored, and you will find so much value in it. So much value. You will find so much value. I can't overemphasize it. You will find so much value. These are things that I've actually gauged in my own life and in the life of people I know, and it has been helpful to them. It has helped them come out of things. It has helped them to become better. It has helped them find joy and satisfaction in living. So you can do that. You can also find this satisfaction and and joy in your life as well, you definitely have joy. What I mean is you love yourself better. All right, you love yourself better, and you will not need to depend on other people to become who you are or what you want to be in life. All right, thank you for watching and staying with us today in today's episode. I would really appreciate if you give me a like, thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for future episodes on content that will actually blow your minds away and how to improve your confidence and your personality. All right, have a nice day.